Hi everyone and welcome to today's session. This session is designed to be incorporated into your field training session, and the format of this session will be a warm-up into a speed and agility unit, followed by a technical skills unit designed by the coach, and finishing up then with a cool down. So we're going to begin this session with the warm-up, which I'm going to demonstrate here with Jake. So the first exercise we're going to work on is very simple. To get the heart rate up, we're going to work on a 50% jog, straight line across 15 to 20 meters, and you're going to repeat that twice. So Jake's going to demonstrate here throughout the warm-up. So there's a 50% jog, getting used to running on grass again and getting used to wearing the studs again. Okay, when you're ready, 50% again, Jake. Nice and easy. Keep it slow. And now we're going to work across 10 meters. Okay, so we're going to start bringing in a little bit of your speed mechanics here as we mobilize as well. So we're going to work on a knee raise exercise to start mobilizing, keep the heart rate up, but we're going to make it the A march that you have been learning in previous blocks. So Jake's going to demonstrate here just a knee raise with the arm action, knee up, toe up, just walking out. So just the A march movement. You can incorporate a raise onto the ball of the foot here if you can keep the knee up, the toe up, and you've got a strong stance leg. So this is going to double as a mobilizing exercise and preparing us for the speed and agility stuff later on. Good. Okay, so again, repeating that twice, 10 meters, turning around, and if you can, getting that raise up onto the ball of your foot. Good, nice tall torso, nice and strong through the core. Good. If you want to have a look at the mechanics a little bit more, take it back to the previous blocks and have a look at that. Okay, we're going to go into heel kicks now to stretch out through the quad muscle, mobilize, but also again, we're going to bring the mechanics of the ankling drill we would have done before. So now instead of just a heel kick up behind, you're going to come underneath, and we're going to work on that ankling movement that we worked on before. So Jake's going to demonstrate that here. So sorry Jake, I'm going to get you to bring in the hop into this. So now we can bring a little bit more of an upbeat movement into it. Good. Okay, so picking up the foot. The heel is still coming up to the back side, but you're coming underneath the center of gravity and cycling over that inside knee. Okay, let's give that a go again, Jake. So still getting that heel up behind, up to the back side, but underneath you. Good. Okay, let's give the hamstrings a little bit of a stretch out. We're going to do a hamstring walkout, couple of quick steps in between, reaching down, sweeping the grass. Lengthen out through the hamstrings here. Couple of quick steps in between, keeping the heart rate up, getting that dynamic stretch. 10 meters out, and on the way back in, let's increase that stretch here by doing a high leg kick, couple of quick steps in between, kicking to the opposite leg. Lengthen that leg, good. We're now going to finish up this section of the warm-up with a gradual increase in your running pace, and we're going to do that with a slight change of direction through weaving. So you're going to have the cones marked out 20 meters apart, but with 3-meter intervals diagonally for this. This is a soft weaving run, and you're going to go around the outside of the cone for this. So Jake's going to demonstrate this at 70% pace. Just weaving on the outside of the cone, and take a walking return, catching your breath as you come back, taking about a 30 second to 1 minute break before you go again, or until your teammates have filtered through. We're now going to gradually increase that to 80%. Again, weaving around the outside of the cone with a gentle turn. And walking return, catching your breath again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we're going to finish up this section of the warm-up with 90%. So a little bit quicker now, but still weaving around the outside of the cone. Good. Okay, and again, taking a walk back, and then we're going to take it on to a little bit more intense movements for your warm-up. We're now going to work on activating and bringing some jumps into the warm-up as well to prepare for the speed and agility unit. The first exercise we're going to work on is the single leg hip bridge, and this is used to activate the glutes. So Jake's going to demonstrate here. So lying down on your back, knees bent, feet flat, feet shoulder width apart. Good. And we're going to start off, with the normal hip bridge first, just to remind you of that. So squeezing through the glutes, lifting the hips up, keeping the glutes engaged and holding for 2 or 3 seconds before coming down fully. And raising up again. And down. So that's one variation of the exercise, but I do want you to advance on, if you can, to a single leg hip bridge. So you're going to center one leg a little bit more. Keep the opposite leg in line with the working leg and squeeze through the glute and lift the hips up, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Hold for a few seconds and dropping back down fully to the ground. Engage and lift. 10 repetitions on each leg to wake up the glute, and focus on really activating that glute. Making sure here that you're not arching through the spine as you lift up, that the extension is coming from the hip. If you're finding that this is a little bit too difficult to control, then you can take it back to the double leg hip bridge exercise. You might find this a little bit tricky to do on the field with your boots on. Just get that foot grounded, still driving through the heel as you would have done before, and focus on squeezing the glutes. Make sure that when you are doing this on the field that you find yourselves a nice flat surface to work on. Activating through the glute, driving the hips up high, and that pressure is through the heel of your foot. Keep control of that leg. Try to keep the alignment of the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Don't let the knee fall out to the side. Okay, once you've completed 10 repetitions on that and woken up the glutes, we're going to draw in some more movement here through a lunge. So Jake, I'll get you up onto your feet. So we're going to work on a reverse lunge here. Do try use the reverse lunge if you can. If that's a bit tricky for you and you're not getting the angles right, then use the forward lunge. So Jake's going to demonstrate here, stepping back, getting that nice 90-degree angle on both legs, stepping forward and repeating on the opposite side. You're going to do 10 reps in total here, so you'll end up doing 5 on each leg, and make sure you're getting those angles right. On the way up, again, you're squeezing through the glutes, so waking up those glute muscles here. As I said, if you can't get the angles right here on a reverse lunge, you're just going to do the forward lunge instead. Okay, then taking it on to an activation of the core, we're going to work on the plank exercise, and we're just going to hold the plank for 30 seconds. Raising the hips off the ground. The pressure is on the forearm here and on the toes. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Nice strong core. Don't let the hips drop towards the ground. Don't allow the hips to pike up towards the ceiling. Also nice and strong through your shoulder blades here. So push the ground away from you. Keep the shoulders nice and strong. Also be aware of your head position. Don't let your neck hang down. As you're doing this, activate your core. Squeeze the core nice and tight. So just holding for about 30 seconds. So Jake, 3, 2, and 1, and drop down. And each player is going to be different. So if you can hold for the 30, hold for the 30. If you can't manage to hold it for 30 seconds with good technique, then drop down whenever you feel like you can't keep the body positioning. Okay, taking it on now to some jumping motions, really raising the heart rate up now, getting explosive, getting ready for the work that we're going to do in the speed and agility unit. But still controlled here, focusing on getting the force production from the jump, but also then absorbing that force on the landing. So remember, ankle, knee, and hip bending on the landing. So the first exercise is going to be the squat jump. We're going to do 4 repetitions here in total. Jake's going to demonstrate that. Use the arms for momentum here. Good. Explosive, but still controlled, absorbing the force, flat foot on the landing. Perfect. Okay, so taking about 20 to 30 seconds in between each jump here, just allowing that heart rate to come down a little bit again, and get ready for the next jump. The next exercise is going to be the horizontal jump. So we're just going to use the space here. So Jake, I'll get you back at the cone, back towards the cone at least. And we're going to work on 4 horizontal jumps here. You are looking for distance on this to wake up those muscles, but you don't want to jump too far that you're losing that technique in the jump. So the reminder on this, you're swinging the arms back, and as you drive forward, the arms swing forward and you explosively push off the ball of your foot, getting that extension through the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So Jake's going to show us here 4 repetitions. We are still warming up, so not too much distance. Good. Absorbing the force through the ankles, knees, and hips. Good. Good. Okay, so that's your horizontal jump. The next exercise we're going to work on is the lunge jump. So again, getting that 90 degree angle, and then explosive jump and catching yourself on the landing, trying to get that 90 degree angle. If you struggle with this, with the landing in that split stance position, what you can do is jump to the center and then jump onto the opposite leg. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here, jumping from right to left. 4 repetitions again, all controlled. Good. Okay, and this is going to prep us nicely for the speed and agility stuff coming next. The final exercise we're going to work on here for the warm-up is a forward hop. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here again. He's going to go right leg to right leg for 4, and then turn around left leg to left leg for 4. If you're struggling with this, you can do from left on to right for a forward hop. The most important thing here is that we're working on stabilizing through the ankle, the knee, and the hip. You're not looking for distance here. What you're looking for is enough of a challenge on that single leg landing. Okay, so big jump here is going to be too much of a challenge. We're just still waking the muscles up here. So Jake's going to demonstrate. Catch. Good. So you can see here, Jake's pausing in between each one. And catch yourself with the other foot if you have to. Good. Okay, so 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Ankle, knee, and hip bent. Absorb that force. Good. Okay, so that's it for our warm-up. That's going to help you prepare for the session. It's going to reduce the risk of injury, so make sure that you're focused on that warm-up before you start working on speed work, before you start introducing technical skills. So we're now going to take it on to the speed and agility unit. We're now going to perform a speed and agility unit before we move on to the technical skills unit of your session. We're going to combine some drills that you will have performed in the previous 2 blocks. So you're going to be doing more volume in this session, and we're also going to increase the intensity by increasing the pace of what you're working on. So Jake's going to demonstrate here for us, and we're going to work first of all on the zigzag drill that you're familiar with, but now at a 90 to 100% pace. So we're going to start off at 90% pace and then build up to 100% pace. So just remember your technique on this, that you're planting that outside foot and pushing in the direction that you want to go. So the setup for this is about 20-meter space, using 7 cones at 3-meter diagonal intervals. So we're going to work here, like I said, at 90% pace, take a walk back, and then build to 100% pace. So Jake, when you're ready, planting the foot and cutting in the direction and pushing in the direction that you want to go, staying nice and low, and not allowing those heels to clip together as you're doing this. Just remembering that technique, even as you build up the pace here, remind yourself of that technique, staying nice and low, plant the foot, push in the direction you want to go. Use a recovery on the walk return, And then you're ready to build to 100% pace. Good, nice and fast here, but reminding yourself of the technique, staying nice and low, short, sharp, change of direction, and a walk return. So now that you've built it up to 100% pace, just taking a little bit longer on the recovery. And if you're doing this out in the field with the rest of the team, just wait for everyone to filter through and get your recovery as your teammates are going. So we're now going to use the same drill here, but we're going to reverse it as we did in the previous block, but again, upping the intensity here. Previously, we would have worked on 80 to 90%. Now we're working at 90 to 100%. So we'll begin with 90 and build up to 100 if you're ready for it. So Jake's going to demonstrate this here. So reverse position now, working through the same format, but now using that reverse pattern. Good. Okay, so same thing you're looking for here. You're looking for that plant and push in the direction you're going, but now you're leading backwards rather than forwards. If you feel a bit uncomfortable with the cones here, you can take the cones out of it and just work across 3-meter spacings, but make sure you get that short, sharp change of direction. Walking return before we build to 100%. Good, nice strong body position, staying low. Short, sharp change of direction, build up the intensity, get that foot planted and lean in the direction you want to go. Taking that walking return before we move on to the L agility drill. So now for the L agility drill, we're doing a sharper change of direction and we're still building up from 90 to 100%. So the setup for this drill, you want 5-meter space in front of you, and then a cone 5 meters to the side. You can work back through that pattern, or as we have here, we have 5 meters set up on the opposite side, and that'll make more sense as we go through this drill here. So Jake's going to demonstrate this. This exercise or this drill is one that we have previously done before, but now we're upping the intensity to 90%. We'll do 1 rep each side to the right and change the direction to the left, and then we'll take it to 100% and again do 1 repetition to the right and 1 to the left. So Jake, when you're ready, just a reminder on this. Plant the foot on the outside, turn, and sharp change of direction through 5 meters. Okay? Just to see that again. So quite quick here, so just remember that plant, turn, and cut in the direction that you're going and run through that outside cone. So Jake's going to demonstrate here, turning to the left. Good, that's fine. Let's do that again. Okay, so Jake's just going to demonstrate that to the left. Plant and turn. Good. Now, as always, if you're not sure of the movement, you want to get the technique right, just pull back on the intensity and only build up that pace when you're ready. But Jake's going to demonstrate now for us 100% pace. So in terms of the 90% rest, wait until your teammates have gone through, or if you're doing this on your own, you're taking about 30 seconds to a minute break. But now that we're up to 100%, you're going to need a little bit longer on that break. So Jake, when you're ready, demonstrating to the right. Good. Okay, so just control that upper body as well. Make sure that you're building up, when you're building up to that 100% pace, that you've still got control over that movement. So nice strong plant, rotate and turn, and keep control over that upper body as well. Use that arm movement, that you're not relaxing through the upper body, becoming floppy through the upper body. Everything's nice and strong. So Jake's going to demonstrate to the left here once more. Good. Okay, so as I said previously, we've now combined some drills, so you're going to end up doing a lot more volume in today's session than you did over the previous 2 blocks. And today we're going to do the reverse L agility drill, as you did in the previous block, but now 2 today. So your forward L agility drill and your reverse. So Jake's going to demonstrate this for us, and just for the purpose of this drill, I'm going to take this cone away. It's up to you on the field if you want to use the cone or not. Sometimes it gets in the way, so you can just use a point where you're comfortable with as your marker, or the coach standing there just to give an indication of when to turn. So sometimes that cone gets in the way, so we're just taking it out for the purpose of this drill. So Jake's going to demonstrate this, and now we're going from a reverse movement, back pedal, to now turn and change of direction. Again, we're going to do 2 left and 2 right, First at 90%, first at 100%. So Jake, when you're ready, plant and turn. Good, okay, so you're not going to build up as much pace on that back pedal, but it's still 90% pace of whatever your back pedal is. Again, walk, return, take 30 seconds to a minute rest, and you're ready for the opposite direction. Good, okay, so a little bit trickier now. You are in the boots, you're on the field. Build up that intensity as you're comfortable. So now that we're up to 100%, you're going to want to take it a little bit longer. So again, waiting for your teammates to filter through should give you sufficient rest time. If not, you're going to want to take maybe a minute plus here on this for recovery. So Jake, when you're ready, 100%. Good, take that walking return. As you're returning, remind yourself of the technique that you want to use here. It's that plant of the foot and turn in the direction that you want to go. Final one, Jake, when you're ready, 100% pace. Good. Okay, so that's it for our speed and agility unit. Just a reminder that this is all self-led still. We're still not using a whistle to initiate the movement. You're still initiating that movement yourself. So when you're ready to go, you're going to initiate that movement and build up the pace gradually. If you're looking for ideas of how to build in the football or the hurley and sliotar into these sessions, you can have a look at the guide on the website.
For your technical skills unit, we will now encourage the use of small-sided games. You should start with smaller numbers, for example 3v3 or 5v5, and start with a smaller area that suits the number of players you've selected. We'll encourage the use of 4 bouts of 4-minute rounds, separated by 3 minutes active recovery, and the intensity you should be working at is about 90 to 95% in those 4-minute bouts. And during the active recovery, you can also incorporate some skills work.